I was actually here at the Nevermind Tavern on Dominic's grand opening, and I was drinking a beer, and I was eating a hot dog, and just enjoying myself. And the conversation came up about church, and it kind of felt weird to me because I thought, wow, does church in a bar go together? Does Jesus and a beer go together? And it dawned on me, any place that you want to talk about Jesus is good, and anytime you want to have a beer is probably okay too. I'm just telling you guys, it's funny how people will look at it. They'll look at things like, if you have a beer, then God probably doesn't like you. And if you love God, then you probably shouldn't drink a beer. But the truth of the matter is, God is not tripping on any of these things. Matter of fact, I had a friend who asked me, what do you think about drinking? And I said, oh, I don't think it's a big problem unless you have an addiction issue. And he says, wow, that's interesting, because I've never heard that from a pastor before. But he went on to tell me that I enjoy hanging out with my friends and having a beer. But then when I slip out of the bar, I feel guilty, and I start looking around to see if any church people are going to see me. We have to live a life with Jesus and recognize he's just not that uptight. You know, it's funny, the other day I was hanging out with some friends, and you know, they have the concept that church people are super uptight and whatnot, but he asked me, he said, what do you guys do in this men's group? And I said, well, one of the things that we're about to do is have an event called Bibles and Beer. And he looked at me really strange. Bibles and beer? I said, yeah, man, we're going to hang out at my friend Dominic's Tavern. We're going to have a couple drinks. We're going to hang out and fellowship, just spend time together and whatnot. And he just looked at me so funny. He says, you know, I haven't been to church in 20 years. And he goes, you know what? I would go to that. He goes, matter of fact, if you do this, I will absolutely be there. And we understand some people just can't drink alcohol, and that's okay. We know that this may not be an event for you. We don't want to be a stumbling block for anybody. But for those of us who love a great beer and love great fellowship, this is going to be a fun night. It's not about getting drunk. It's about having fun with each other, having a great conversation, and just building a relationship. And for those of you who may be skeptical, let me go ahead and reassure you. This is about reaching out, building a relationship, and helping people get restored to God. People need to know that they're loved by God just the way they are.